Many of you have requested some help in identifying the best way to reproduce diagrams in preparation for the test and exam. So I'm going to try and make some videos which show you the three most likely markets that you'll be asked to reproduce: monopoly, perfect competition and monopolistic competition. So first, let's refresh our memory about the concept of equilibrium. So in equilibrium we have a stable point where supply, holding everything constant, is equal to demand. Again, the demand curve holds everything else constant apart from price and quantity combinations. So it's argued that we don't need government intervention to reach equilibrium, but that the rational, maximising behaviour of many economic agents buying and selling in different markets means we will constantly find equilibrium. It's really important that you recognise that many economic models are based on slightly, shall we say, unrealistic assumptions. So there are a number of unrealistic assumptions embedded in the concept of equilibrium. Firstly, as you might have recognised from your observation of other humans, people are not rational, and nor are organisations 100% of the time. We also need to think about the concepts of perfect information and perfect mobility, which we'll look at in the context of perfect competition in a moment, which we might also argue are not realistic assumptions. Very often when we look at markets, we're looking at it from a welfare perspective. So we need to amend our initial diagram and think about supply becoming the marginal social cost and demand becoming the marginal social benefit. And this helps us to make welfare maximising decisions, the kind of decision we might see from a regulator looking at merger proposals or looking at consumer complaints about a very large monopolistic type organisation. This is our basic diagram, which explains to us why the rule for market equilibrium of marginal cost equals marginal revenue is so central to everything that we do. So if you look at the intersection of marginal cost, marginal revenue, shown by the point Q2, you can see here that this is a profit maximising level of output for this organisation. So if you were an organisation making in the region of Q1, you would engage in, shall we say, a cost-benefit decision, and this would illustrate that the benefit in terms of revenue of increasing production would offset the marginal cost. So you would increase production. If you were at point Q3, or anywhere to the right of Q2, similarly, when you made a cost-benefit decision, you would see that the cost of an additional unit was greater than the revenue. And these minor unit-level decisions made by management are effectively the same as our calculus equalisation. We come to the same equilibrium, which is Q2, the highest level of profit that the firm can achieve. Now, of course, it's important at this point that we change the labels on our diagrams. So marginal cost becomes social marginal cost, and demand becomes social marginal benefit, and then we're reminded that this also maximises consumer and societal well-being.